50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome on into a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 393. Today is May the 3rd, 2024. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me, as always, is our NBA guru, my partner in crime, Elvis Acosta. E, how you doing today, kid? Hot one here.
Still, lovely day, in the East Coast. Got to 80-something today, going back down to the 60s tomorrow, though. But, you just got to appreciate a day like this. Loaded with playoff basketball. Huge weekend ahead of us, still. Let's get into it.
Yeah, huge show today. We're going to recap the NBA playoffs. We got some NFL news we'll talk about with Elvis. We'll continue with start the second round of the NBA playoffs as well. UFL week 6. We're already in week 6. And then we have a great interview with Malcolm Bamford of the SGPN network previewing the Kentucky Derby. It is the 150th year of the Kentucky Derby. We'll break down all the horses and see who we like to win this weekend. But Elvis, let's start in the NBA. The Bucks, they won game 5. Game 6 is going on right now, but they won game 5. They're right there. Dame was a go today. He was out last week or the last game, but Pat Bev steps up, kid. Big game for him.
Yeah, Del, we was talking about it the other day, Pat Bev and whatnot. Del, great win, overall win for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think it was a great win just, on Doc Rivers' side, going through everything, especially the second half. The fact that he was able to win a game like this, especially at home without your two big dogs and Dame and Giannis, Bobby Portis had a huge game, 29 points. Brook Lopez did his thing. Chris Middleton, who's been balling all series long, honestly. And then, like you said, Pat Bev gives you, huge 13 points. You know what he brings on the floor defensively. So it was just a great win to see the Bucks step up when they needed the role players to be at to play at their highest level. So you gotta give them credit on that. Gotta give Doc Rivers a little credit. And then as of right now, Indiana's up, I think 12 points at half or 11 points, something like that. Looking like, they're a different team at home. We know the crowd is gonna show up, especially Indiana, the passionate fan base there for sure. It's just, at the end of the day, what do you expect from Damian Lillard coming back from this injury? Honestly, it wasn't nothing major, but he did have to miss 2 games for it. Giannis still not back. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I think the Bucks definitely call it. Season ends tonight, and you got to give credit to the the Pacers for just what's the saying, Dill? Like taking care of the gazelle like a wounded gazelle, and that's what they did. They took care of business. I thought the Bucks was gonna win the series in 5 or 6, even without Giannis. And to be honest, they proved me wrong, though, and I gotta eat that. So I gotta give the Pacers credit for beating down on a wounded team as they should. And I didn't think they would be able to do it.
Yeah, my question real quick, and I guess you just answered it. I was gonna say, if they happen to win here game 6 and they force a game 7 in Milwaukee, do you think, because he tried to give it a go tonight, Giannis, if there's a game 7, you gotta play him, right?
I want to say gotta. It will be nice, though, but realistically, we know if he's been out this long, it's serious. So do you want a situation where the injury gets worse, where you're gonna have to need off-season surgery? Because as of right now, he'll be perfectly fine come October. Say if he plays and he worse their injury, something else occurs, then the Bucks will be stabbing themselves in the heart. Not just this playoff run, next playoff run.
Yeah, it's his calf. My thing is, I guess I'm just so accustomed to football players and like Phillip Rivers being like playing through broken ribs and being like, oh, I'm just going to tough it out. Matthew Stafford, another tough son of a bitch. I feel like you got to play, especially in an elimination game. I don't know. I get you. You don't want to force it and eventually then worsen the injury and then possibly get surgery. So I understand why he's taking it soft. And I agree. I thought they had enough weapons and depth, even without Dame, to win this series. But like we talked about, I think 2 episodes ago, Bobby Portis gets thrown out of a game that hurts them there. So, and Chris Middleton can't do it by himself. So
No,
very
and
unfortunate.
to be honest, he's been overplaying. Like
100%.
What we saw throughout the regular season, what we see in these 5 games so far is Chris Middleton from the championship run deal. So you got to appreciate Chris Middleton and Bobby Portis and guys like that stepping up, knowing they need those points, especially without Giannis, without Dame.
Yeah, Dan makes a great point. He said TJ Oshie played game 4 of the NHL playoffs with a broken hand, but we could all agree hockey players are a little different. But yeah, tough one there. So we'll see if they could extend the series. Bucks. Other game, I mean, the Boston Celtics blew them out by fucking 30. I mean, yeah, they got a game, but I'll say this, and maybe you have a different opinion, but after that game where Tyler Hero went crazy, he kind of underachieved the rest of the series.
Yeah, we saw him, have his biggest, game, or you can say overall offensively, with the assists, double-digit assists. He had his playoff career high in assists, and then he had a pretty good game offensively too. But I agree. I wouldn't say it's controversial, though, because we all saw it. Tyler Hero, when he was asked to be the man, he couldn't be the man, Dale. He had that one good game in game 2 where he had it going. He was getting his teammates involved as well. But like you said, though, losing 3 straight, not stepping up to the biggest moments when we need, like Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis ain't Tyler Hero now, and Bobby was able to get you 30 in a win at home. Tyler Hero got to at least give you 30 something. And he's capable of doing it. That's the thing. Caleb Martin is another one. To me, he played not at the level we saw last playoff from Bam as well. So to me, it was a collective team effort of, just underperforming without Jimmy Butler, but I do agree Tyler Hero definitely comes off this series like he might not be that guy.
It's a head scratcher.
Yeah, he might just be, like a second or third fiddle. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Nothing wrong.
From this playoff run, even though it's the Celtics, maybe he can't be that top guy. Maybe.
No. Yeah. And then there's nothing wrong with that being the second or third fiddle to the Jimmy Butler or Bam.
CJ McCollum.
Exactly.
He's still great,
Boston, only team in the East to advance to the conference semifinal. So they're hoping the Cavs and Magic go all 7 games and kill each other because they're chilling right now. Yesterday, I did not see this. I did pick them to win the series, but I did not think they'd blow them out like this. First loss without Kawhi. Dallas dominates the Clippers 123-293. Vintage Luka game, 35 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. They didn't even need Kyrie to drop 20. He just had 14 and 6. And I'll say this, outside of Kyrie and LeBron, I think the best duo that Kyrie has is Luka. And I'll go back on my words. I didn't think it would work. 2 ball dominant guys needing the ball in their hand. I didn't think it would work. But I think this relationship is working perfectly.
To be honest, though, I didn't expect that. I took the Clippers on the money line yesterday. James Harden's been playing at a high level series. He flopped it, only 7 points. Paul George, he had a so-so game, But, still, what Luka Doncic was able to do yesterday on the road. Oh, real quick. They had a sign outside. I don't know if you saw Cancun, Dallas to Cancun.
Oh my
God. They had a board of that act.
Oh, I didn't
like
see
a billboard.
Yeah.
So the Dallas rolled up to the stadium. They saw that. Okay.
Wow.
Luka went into work. What Luka was able to do yesterday, they just showed you how great he is. And we got to start having a conversation. Is Luka all-time player already, dude? Because that was just flat out special. I heard that he set the all NBA record for the most consecutive 20-point playoff games on the road.
Wow.
It's just shit like that is like, damn, like he's really like that.
Yeah, he is.
And it's just special. Like you said, the fact that he just did it all with the assists as well. Kyrie only gave you 14, but when you got Max Kleber giving you 15, hitting 5 threes, you got Lively off the bench going 5 for 5 from the field. You got even Hardy, 6 minutes gave you 14 points, but those were late. Jones Jr. giving you 12. They could win. Honestly, they could possibly win the conference if Luka's playing at this level. We've been seeing it since the trade deadline, since the All-Star break. Dallas Mavericks top 10 defense. Luka Doncic. We saw it even last night, Dill. He's playing defense. He's trying on the opposite side where a lot of people criticize him early on in his career. This kid is playing defense now. He's a big boy. Let's not forget, Luka's a solid 230, 6'8", 6'7", at least. So he could get up on you now. So
and he played the game hurt. He was questionable coming into the game with that when he fell like awkwardly in game 5 or game 4. So for him to put that kind of stat line up, I thought was remarkable. And I told you, James Harden, as great of a performance as game 4 he had, that's unacceptable what he put up game 5.
That was just flat out. That was just, I want to say embarrassing, but, coming from James Harden for having such a great series thus far, closing game 4 on the road the way he did, scoring 8 straight points, dishing it out the way he does.
Yeah.
It was just disappointing because when the Clippers needed you the most, what you've been doing. Another surprising factor to me is how great they looked game 1 and game 4 without Kawhi.
That's the thing.
And then you show up and only give me 93 points at home without Kawhi. That's the head scratching part, though. Is it fair to give Ty Lue a little criticism for that performance? I think so, though. I think we got to at least mention Ty Lue on it. You know how much I give love. I give even the loyal listeners out there. You know how much love I give Ty Lue, but the fact that you got blown out by 30 on your home court in a game 5, that's
unacceptable. Yeah. Real quick, you weren't here last episode, but I wanted to talk real quick, and then we'll get to the NFL. LeBron, Lakers, they go out in 5, 108-106. I mean, we can't blame LeBron or AD in this series. 30, 11, and 9. I'll say it and I'll say it again, man. One, we got rumors today that DeVar Ham will probably his contract will probably get terminated, and I think that's unfair. And I'll say this: he's not out there, and I think he was dealt a very poor hand, if I'll say that, because I don't think, as much as we want to say, oh, the Lakers, if they weren't matched up with Nuggets, they probably would meet them in the Western Conference Finals. I think, personally, I don't want to speak for you, I think they're a good team, but I never thought they were a title contender. They were a good team, but I never thought, I still thought the Thunder were better. I thought the Nuggets were better, and I thought the Timberwolves were better. Even though they were competitive in this series, they still weren't the better team. And as much as AD and LeBron played phenomenally, it just wasn't enough. And I think this roster, they don't need to blow it up. I think they need a piece or two, and they need depth. Every fourth quarter, AD and LeBron, they just ran out of gas. It was simply that. They just ran out of gas. So want to get your thoughts on that and get your thoughts on me saying, I don't think DeVar Ham should get fired. Just the same thing as I don't think Frank Vogel should get fired. Even though they got swept, he's a championship winning coach. He didn't put this roster together. He actually came out and said he needs a point guard to run that system, and they said no. So, I mean, like, how can it go down to the coach? That's my argument.
Yeah, let's start right there with the coaches. Do I think Darvin Ham deserve to be fired? Absolutely not, though. With the fact that Darvin Ham, I understand first 2 seasons he's been in the play-in, and all that, but it's a lot of stress to go in and coaching not just the Lakers, but coaching.
It's LeBron.
It's LeBron.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's a lot of stress that goes into it. It's not don't get me wrong, it's a sexy job, but it ain't the best job in the world. Let's start there. Second of all, this man went from the play-in tournament last year, I think it was the 9th seed, to the Western Conference Finals. And then once again from the play-in this year to the 7th seed. And to be honest, though, they played a hell of a series against the Nuggets. I understand 4-1, this and that, but they dominated, winning time and possessions. Not time and possession, but they dominated being up in the series. They just couldn't close in the fourth quarter, though. So that's one bright side. You can honestly say that Darvin Ham got the boys ready to play, which they led every game at half.
Yeah.
They had a double-digit lead in every game. So it's not Darvin Ham's fault that the team couldn't close the late in the third and in the fourth quarter. I understand he could make some adjustments, this and that, but if the shots ain't falling in, if Nuggets are consistently going on a 18-6 run, 20-4 run, 8-0 run, 12-0 run, well, there's only so much a coach could do at that point, though. So I don't think Darvin Ham deserves to be fired. The question is, will he? I think so, Dill. The media behind it, Laker fans being impatient, wanting a championship. At the end of the day, you ran into the Denver Nuggets, arguably the best team in the NBA, going against a 3-time MVP, because I guarantee
he's going to win it. Yeah.
He's going to win the MVP. Jamal Murray playing like the best closer in basketball. He's unstoppable late in the game, in the clutch. So I'm not going to fault Darvin Ham on that. And Frankie V, my boy Frank Vogel, bro, he's a great defensive-minded head coach. What do you expect him to do with his star players are all offensive talents? He's a defensive-minded coach. Look what he did with the Lakers in 2020. Yeah, AD, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, Alex Caruso, KCP.
All defensive players.
All defensive players. Name me a top five at any position defensive player on the Suns.
I can't name any.
You can't. Like you said earlier, they needed a point guard. Devin Booker, great talent. We saw him do the assist last playoff run, Dill, but he's just not a point guard. You need Chris Paul. They needed to keep Chris Paul. Chris Paul needs to be on this team. Chris Paul could give you 8 assists, 9 points, 10 points, 12 assists. He could still do that still. They need somebody to calm things down and get the best shot available. So I think Frank Vogel deserves another couple years. Not for none. Get him a point guard. Get him some defensive assets. Trade Bradley Beal away. That's you don't need him. He gave you 8 points in a closeout game.
Sad. He went out sad, and for him to say,
you gotta let that sit silent real quick. I'm gonna repeat that again.
Yeah, please.
He gave you 8 points in a closeout game after he said he's never been swept before in his life. With that being said, I don't think Frank Vogel deserves to lose his job. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Get him what he knows, what his defensive pieces. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant should bring him home, get him some defensive talents on that court.
And, with that Sun team, real quick, they can't do a lot. They can't trade. They don't have a first-round pick until 2030. They traded no depth. I mean, it's not Frank Vogel's fault. So all these media people, including ourselves, we can't harp on the fact that it's the coach's fault. No, it's the players.
Real quick, Dill, it's just the easy scapegoat.
Oh,
it's the easy way out. Oh, Kevin Durant. Oh, let's just blame the coach.
Of course, I know.
And it's a shame. It is. Don't get me wrong. Kevin Durant, one of the greatest of all time. Devin Booker, one of the greatest of all time. Offensively, Bradley Beal, at times, he's an MVP caliber player. It just doesn't work, bro. It just doesn't work.
Real quick, are we coming to a point where super teams aren't a thing anymore? Because naturally, the good teams in that we're seeing advance in the NBA right now are homegrown talent. Look at the Golden State Warriors. Look at the Boston Celtics, the Nuggets. They've drafted all these people.
OKC
the Thunder
right now.
Everybody. Like
Minnesota.
Magic, Minnesota. All these guys got drafted by their respective.
76ers. All the big dogs besides Tobias Harris is the only one that got a contract.
We'll not talk about that.
But that's 76ers. I know they got James Harden and everything, but right now is all players they drafted. So
I think that's not the way anymore. Super teams.
You might be right. Just because it's been a few years, you got to go back to maybe 2017 Golden State with Kevin Durant. 2020 Lakers.
But even that, they won 70 games before that.
Raptors wasn't a super team, even though they were.
But all their core people were drafted, and then they just picked up Kawhi. That's not a super team. Yeah,
and signed Marc Gasol. That's it.
Shout out him. Yeah. I was thinking about that actually today in the car, and I was like,
right. No, you're right, Dill. It just doesn't work. Right now it's just the league is, and another factor to it, Dill. The league is more talented than it was 10 years ago.
It's the most talent I've actually ever seen in my life. There's more talent in the NBA now than ever before.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm here for it. So, yeah, that's NBA. Let's go to the NFL real quick, and we will start with the Patriots. Standout defensive tackle Christian Barmore reached an agreement, 4-year deal, maximum worth of $92 million, 41.8 million guaranteed. He's a cornerstone of the Patriots defense. The new deal, it's the largest in New England history non-Brady contract. I mean, Patriots don't give these kind of contracts to anyone, so he must be good, kid.
Yeah, but it's also a new leaf, new corner return. Bill Belichick didn't never give these huge contracts out, and Christian Barmore deserved it. The fact that we got the big guy in the middle, secured for the next 4 years. I like that pair. Hopefully, we can extend Matthew Judon as well. He's still under contract. I like the fact that these pieces, if they're healthy, then we know what our defense is capable of doing. We saw it for a small period last year before Christian Gonzalez got out. Now we got the front line is solidified.
Yeah.
Christian Gonzalez come back. He's healthy. Say what you want. J.C. Jackson. He's still to me still solid. We got a pretty good secondary deal. It all depends what Drake May can do. But for this signing deal, I think it's a great sign just because it shows that we're investing in the future. Like, we understand we might not be contenders right now, but we're not about to let great talent walk away, Dill. So I love this move. Defense is gonna be strong. It's always gonna be our strong side, though. Jerome Mayo's our head.
Yeah, that's never been the worry. I mean, from an outside perspective, watching the Patriots, it's never been a problem with Belichick. I doubt it will be a problem with Mayo as well. And the defense, even after having a bad season, the defense was still a top 10 defense. Yeah. So I'm not worried. I'm glad. And you and I have watched enough football where we know you win up front in the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line, you have to get pressure. Why do you think they signed Chris Jones for all that money? The Ravens, Justin Matabuke. You have to sign these people. He is one of your cornerstones. So I agree.
And not for nothing, Dill, in this division, you got to get to the quarterback. You're going to face Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Tua 8 times a year. You got to get to the
you got to get to the quarterback. Yeah. So I love it. And I'm glad he got his money. You know who else got their money? Travis Kelce, 2 years, $34.25 million, $17 million guaranteed. We heard so much speculation before the Super Bowl. Oh, he's gonna retire. He's gonna go out on high. He said, "Yeah, okay. I got 2 more years. Salute." And he's the highest paid tight end now, much deserved, and he has 2 more years. I love it.
Yeah, Dill. The Chiefs was gonna get this done. I never thought Travis Kelce was gonna hand them a deal. And realistically, or honestly, it kind of not pains me to say this, but I'm kind of like, wow, I'm about to say this. The Chiefs are fucking live to 3-peat.
Oh my God, I hate it. I know.
All seriousness, I'm not sure if I haven't checked if they're the favorite to win it all, but they should be. They got better in the draft.
They did. Yeah.
They got better.
I know.
Even without, let's just say Rasheed Rice is suspended for the year. They're going to be
doesn't
a better
matter.
team.
They got Xavier Worthy and they picked up Hollywood Brown. They are going to take the top off defenses with speed.
I understand they lost, the cornerback Snead, but they're going to be just fine.
Right now, they are second to win the Super Bowl. Right now, the odds-on favorite. Can you guess who it is?
Got to be the Niners.
Yeah, 49ers at plus 550, Kansas City plus 600, and Ravens third at plus 900. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, you have to pay this guy, and I agree. I think they are alive. I was thinking about that again today. My mind just fucking wanders when I'm driving, but I was thinking, I was like, even if Rasheed Rice goes out, they have Travis Kelce, they go in the first round and trade up and get Xavier Worthy, who kind of reminds me of a Deshaun Jackson, who is so fucking fast. And if you don't catch him, he's gone. They got Hollywood Brown as well. They got a good offensive line. Yes, they lost their best corner. That's fine. They are going to be all right defensively as well with Spagnuolo. I said it during the season. He's the greatest defensive coordinator in my lifetime that I've ever seen. So, I mean, I think they're going to 3-peat. Right now, I think they're going to 3-peat. It's sad.
Not to sound like a hater. I honestly hope they don't.
I'm a hater. I'm a big hater. I hope they don't.
I hope they don't personally, but you can't deny greatness.
No, you can't.
I could say in 40 years from now, 30 years from now, I saw Brady. dynasty. I saw Mahomes dynasty. So that's something. But it pains me to say, but they're live
He
to
has
win
3
three in a row.
Super Bowls
But
already.
it's great. It's great for Travis Kelce. Does he deserve
Yeah.
to be the highest paid tight end of all time? Absolutely, Dill. We
Mhm.
understand he had let's just say a below average regular season.
Yeah.
But game 1, round 1 of the playoffs, we saw him step up. Dill. Look what he did against the Bills first half alone.
Just don't put your hands on Andy Reid. That's all I ask.
Yeah, and then look what he did against the Ravens first half alone.
Oh, I know. Don't remind me. I was there.
We
got Dan in the chat, please.
Damn, my apologies.
Come on.
My apologies.
Come on. We got fans down in the DMV area. And last but certainly not least, you threw it in my face, but you were right. It was a long time. But shout out Zeke Elliott getting his contract going back home, baby. I love it. He has unfinished business, he said, quote.
It was just a match made in heaven.
Yeah,
they have one of the poorest running backs room. How many times did you call me like, why do they hand the ball to Tony Pollard at the goal line?
Awful.
He can't get in. We saw it against Tennessee. He couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Zeke is going to – I'm not saying Zeke is going to rush for 1,000 yards. I'm not saying Zeke is going to have 800 yards. All I'm saying is if you need a yard, Zeke is going to get it 8 out of 10 times.
You saw it firsthand last year.
Zeke can still – one thing I could say about Zeke, and a lot of people will agree on this, he's one of the best pickup blitz running backs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He picks up the blitz. He knows who's the blitz man. He's going to pick him up every time. He's still one of the best running back pass catchers from the backfield. Is he still a speedster? Is he going to, hit a home run like he did in Pittsburgh 7 years ago? Absolutely not, Dill. But if you're going to need a tough first down, you're going to need someone to fight for, 2-3 yards. Zeke is going to do it, especially for the Cowboys still. So to me, it was a perfect match. Do I expect Zeke to be the RB1? Absolutely not.
No, he's not that anymore.
Put it like this, if Zeke's over on the touchdowns is anything under 5, I'm smashing.
You got it, because at the goal line, he could give you 2 to 3 yards easy.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I love that.
It wouldn't shock me if Zeke lines up at fullback a couple of times this season.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, it was one of the worst running back rooms in football last year. This year, they didn't get better. They signed Royce Freeman. I mean, that tells you all you need to. So, yeah. And, Jerry has a soft spot for him. He loves Zeke. So he's back home. I'm happy for Zeke. I'm a big Zeke fan. A little biased for my Ohio State. Let's go to let's do an ad read, and then we'll get into our plays, kid. A quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry watching the NBA playoffs, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with the Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. We will start in the NBA Friday, 7 p.m. Orlando Magic looking to go game 7 and tie it up 3-3, laying 4 at home, -176 on the money line. Over under is at 200. Kid, what do you like? Does Cleveland close it out on the road, or does Orlando push it to 7?
I'll tell you what, though, Cleveland is going to give them their best shot. Give me the Orlando Magic -4 at home, Dill. I saw Orlando Magic play a stellar game in Cleveland in game 5, and it wasn't for a great block by Evan Mobley, Dill.
What a block!
I think the Magic will be up 3-2 right now. So with that being said, I just think the Magic since game 3 is caught. They just found themselves. First games 1 and 2. I'm not gonna say they are disposed, but they just looked like a young team that wasn't ready for the spotlight. Game 3, they found themselves. Game 4, they were like, "Oh, we could really do this." After that huge blowout, Dill, game 5, they showed me that they're here. I'm not saying they're gonna go out and win this series. All I'm saying is they played much better in Game 5 than I expected them to. Even though I did pick them on the money line, I didn't cash, but they showed me something. They showed me that they can fight. They showed me that they got heart, and they showed me that adversity is not too big for them, even though they're such a young team. So I'm taking the -4 at home. I think the Magic they might win by double digits still. It wouldn't shock me if this is a 10-15 ball game once again, like we saw a couple games ago. And then, like I said, I think the Cavs will give them the best shot. Donovan Mitchell will try to close this game. Give me Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points. And also give me a sprinkle on Donovan Mitchell 30 plus points at plus 230, Dill. I think Donovan Mitchell, we're going to see a classic, one of those 30, 40-point games from Donovan Mitchell. I think he falls a little short still, but I think he gives it his all. Game 7 in Cleveland.
I think Evan Mobley could have a big game. Jared Allen is out. I lean under, but we've seen a lot of close games. 200 seems a little low, but it's low for a reason. Two good defensive teams. Orlando Magic play really good. I do think they win the game. I don't know if I lay the 4, but I do think they extend it to 7, and it goes back to Cleveland. So lean there, but yeah, I kind of lean under, and I lean the Magic on the money line. Let's go to the next game Friday night. Dallas Mavericks looking to close it out at home, laying 8, +8 for the Clippers, +265 on the money line. Over under is at 206.5. Game 6, probably without Kawhi again. Can they extend it to 7 going back home?
Still, to be honest, I would love to see it, but after a debacle like that, enter your home stadium, losing by 30, it's gonna be a hard task to do so. Though I ended up doing a 2-way teaser to with the Pacers today, so I ended up teasing the Pacers down to -2.5. They were -8.5 early in the day. Game time they got to -5, so I caught it a little too early, but I ended up taking the Pacers -2.5, and I ended up teasing the Dallas Mavericks down. Still, do I lean the 8.5, the 8 as of right now? Absolutely. I just played it safe and did a 2-way teaser. If you want, tease the Magic to +2 and tease Dallas to -2. I think Dallas take care of business. I think Dallas closed the series. I think Luka has another Luka-ish game. I think Kyrie gives you more than 14 points. And I think the role players just going to keep doing what they're doing. Max Kleber might hit a couple threes off the bench. I expect, Jones Jr. to do his thing. PJ Washington probably have a little better game at home. The role players have been real key in this series still. And I just feel like with the Clippers, we saw their best basketball already.
Yeah.
When Kawhi came back, it didn't look good. And we saw James Harden and Paul George at their best. Paul George had a huge game. Game 3, I believe, right? Yeah, game 4. Game 4. James Harden, game 4 as well. Game 3 as well. It's just tough. It's just tough, still. I'm losing faith on the Clippers right now. I was high on them earlier, but right now,
yeah,
it's tough.
A lot of inconsistency up and down. If they were a little more consistent, I'd feel a little better backing the Clippers, but I agree. I think Dallas closes it out at home, and I think they move on to play the Thunder. So I agree with there. And I expect another big Luka game, maybe triple-double, maybe over his points again, but I think we see another big Luka game at home. Let's go to Saturday. Conference semifinal starts between the Nuggets and the T-Wolves. Right now, the series line, Nuggets -205 on the series price. If you want to look at the spread, Nuggets -1.5 on the spread series, +104. +1.5 is at -128, and I'm going to do that +1.5. I think this series goes 6-7 games. I think this is going to be the Nuggets' hardest challenge. They have the depth. They could throw a lot of different bodies on Jokic. Is he going to get his? Excuse me. Of course. He's probably going to have a triple-double one of these games, or maybe multiple games, but they could throw McDaniels on him. They could throw Cat. They could throw Gobert, who's having an amazing season. And just with Anthony Edwards, he's a killer. He is going to put his head down and he's going to drive. And I don't think the Nuggets have a lot of bodies to throw on him besides Aaron Gordon. Maybe Michael Porter Jr., but we'll see. I think this is going to be the best series besides the Knicks and 76ers. And give me the T-Wolves +4.5 here for game 1. I think they're, like I said, I think they're live for this series, kid. I like them. I knew they were going to win against the Suns, but I didn't expect a sweep. I don't think anybody expected a sweep. So I like this team, man. I really do. I think they're the healthiest. They got Mike Conley, a vet. They got Kyle Anderson. Shout out my Patterson Catholic people. But like, I think they have the depth. I think they have the size, and I think they have the scoring to compete with the Nuggets. So plus 4.5, and I'm gonna take them for the series as well.
So I agree with everything you said. I'm gonna just sprinkle on top what you said, though. We saw the Nuggets battle the Lakers, being down double digits damn near every game, almost every game, being down at halftime. The one thing I can honestly say that's difference between the Timberwolves and the Lakers, though, we know Anthony Edwards is going to show up in the fourth quarter and close things out. We know Cat could light up anytime, could shoot can make 5-6 threes any game. We know Rudy Gobert, Joker's going to get his, but we know with McDaniels and Gobert, Joker's gonna have a tough time. He's gonna have a tough time. I still think he's gonna average probably like 28. Like you said, they're like a triple double. But all I'm gonna say is I think Timberwolves is gonna be a little harder matchup. Offensively for the Joker, because they could throw so many bodies at him. We know that Jackson Hayes couldn't do nothing with the Joker off the bench. LeBron at times couldn't really do nothing with the Joker. Anthony Davis, he played well against the Joker, but there's always gonna be a good defender. It's gonna be Daniels. It's gonna be Gobert, maybe Cat sometimes because he's a little quicker than him. Though I think Murray, to contain Murray, Anthony Edwards is gonna have to get on him. Though can he slow Murray down in the fourth quarters, or can he just simply outscore him? I think it's gonna be a little both. Though all I'm saying is the Lakers are up double digits every game this series. If the Timberwolves are up double digits, they're gonna close the series still. So I need the Nuggets to jump out early. I wanted to see the flip side of what they were playing against the Lakers. I need them to jump out 5, 7, 8 point lead in the first quarter, 5, 10, 12-point lead at halftime. Because if not, I think the Timberwolves could. Not gonna say they're gonna run away with the series. All I'm saying is they better not take them lightly. Don't take them as a young team, because Anthony Edwards is a superstar. Rudy Gobert, say what you want, he's been there and done that. He's not scared of this.
Top 5 defender in the league every year.
Cat, he's been there, done that. Michael Conley,
been there, done that.
Kyle Anderson, been there, done that. So these guys are not scared of the moment. And Anthony Edwards, he's like that. So I think this is a tough matchup for the Magic. Definitely going to be a great series to watch. Give me the Timberwolves to win the series. Give me the Timberwolves minus plus 4.5 on the road for game 1. We've seen enough. I'm not saying the Nuggets are not going to win the series. They absolutely can. All I'm saying is if you had need more miraculous efforts from Jamal Murray and the Joker in fourth quarters to beat the 7th seed Lakers, you're going to need more than that to beat the number 2 seed Timberwolves.
And real quick on your point, just to add, I agree. If they think they're gonna come in here and walk them like they walked the Lakers, winning 5 games, they got another thing coming. This team is hungry, and like you said, if they get confidence, they are gonna run away with it, the Timberwolves, because this is a hungry team. The way this team is playing, it's just one of those teams where you just don't want to see them right now. And I guarantee you, if they win this series, they're going to be the favorite to win the NBA championship. Because I think they could beat the Celtics if they make it, because they don't have size now with Porzingis. Yes, Tatum and Jaylen Brown could go crazy, but they have more.
Cat's 7 feet. Rudy, he's going to get a ton
Jaden McDaniels.
Ton of Daniels. Like they're deep and they're talented, dude. Anthony Edwards, he's that dude. Though we saw it against his idol, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
What, Joker? You're not his idol. You're not gonna have butterflies going against you. You probably had those against KD game 1, and we saw him talk that shit. I just feel like Anthony Edwards is gonna show people his time is now, and I think
I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it. Yeah, because like I said. Yeah, LeBron, KD, and Steph, they're kind of on their back end of their career. Yes, Jokic is the best player in the world, but he doesn't want to be in the spotlight. He wants to be in his country riding horses.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it. I wish I had a horse.
Ant-Man can really be the face of the NBA. I
Yes, I
understand
agree.
he's a little, you know,
Yeah.
but the, just judge him for what he does on the court.
Perfect line. They said, "Oh well, he has KD and Devin Booker. We got Jaden McDaniels."
You know,
I love him. I fucking love him, kid. But yeah, that's all the games, and we'll see if the Knicks and 76ers go 7 games, and same thing with the Pacers. So if anything, check back on Elvis's action, and he'll have plays in those games. Okay, let's head on over to the Diamond. Big slate today. 15 games. Got some day baseball as well. I got 5 plays for you. How about you? What do you got? We'll
I
just
think
rattle them off. What do you like?
I got like 4 plays though. Let's just start. I got the early game 6:40 start on Apple TV. Shockingly, let's start there. San Francisco Giants taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies laying one -155 on the money line. Over under sitting at 8. Deal. It's a little chalky deal, but I'm going with the Phillies on the money line. You know, you got Aaron Nola on the mound against the Giants. I just feel like the Phillies are a much better team. And what did I say at the start of the season? Let the Philly, they're gonna struggle a little bit in April and start of the month. Soon as May starts, the Phillies gonna play real baseball. And they'll,
Yep.
I think they were weak soon than I expected it to be. The Phillies playing great baseball as of late, and with Nola on the mound, I understand Hicks is going for the Giants, but I think it's just a tough task for this Phillies team right now. Give me the Philly a little chalky -152 on the money line.
Yeah, I like that play. My first play is I'm gonna go the first game of the day, 2:20. Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Chicago Cubs. Cubs laying -126 at home, +108 for the Brewers. Over under is at 7.5. I'm gonna take the Cubs here on the money line. Winowski going for him. Hayden Winowski. He's kind of a spot starter. It gives you 4 innings, but he's only allowed 1 run in 10 and 1/3 innings. Walks are down. He gets a lot of ground balls. Cubs, they play well at home, 10-3 straight up at Wrigley. And Joe Ross going for the Brewers. He's just not someone I really want to back. Brewers, they've lost 4 of his last 5 starts. He gives up 5+ hits in 4 straight games. He walks a ton of batters. Just not someone I want to back. I think the Cubs are a better team right now. I know it's a travel spot. They're coming from playing the Mets, going home, but not a big ride. Give me the Cubs. I think they're the better team. What's your next play, kid?
Still, your New York Mets take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays laying -135 on the money line. Mets catch it +114. Over under sitting at 8. Dill, that's where I'm going. Give me the under 8. Dill, two badly offensive teams. The Mets going back to what they were at the beginning of the season. Sorry to tell you, Dill. I don't know what's going on. Y'all was hot 2 weeks ago. Now y'all came back to earth. Tampa's been a disappointing all season long, especially offensively. They can't score runs. Probably have the worst bullpen in all of baseball. Still, I'm surprised they even favorite, but it's the Mets at the end of the day on the road. I feel like it's gonna be a low scoring game. Give me the under 8.
Yeah, I'll stay in that game. I'm gonna take the Mets here. I got a +132 rate.
Ooh!
The Rays being this big of a favorite. I mean, I truly
Yeah.
don't understand why the Rays are this big of a favorite. They stink. I mean, I was talking to Mal. We do the baseball show. I was talking to him yesterday. This is dramatically a different Rays team than we are used to seeing in past years. Offensively, defensively, pitching. I mean, Aaron Savali's going for them, and he just got rocked by the White Sox, one of the worst teams in the league. And now he's this big of a favorite against the Mets, who are a much better team. It makes no sense. The Mets actually hit better on the road than they do at home. This is a no-brainer for me. Dog of the day, give me the Mets.
Love it, Dill. Love it. Let's go to the Bronx. Detroit Tigers taking on the New York Yankees. Yankees laying -162 on the road. Detroit catching +142 on the money line. Over on this at 8. Dill, this one's a little chalky as well, but give me the Detroit on the run line +1.5 at -150. Dill, I understand it's a little chalky, people, but do I think Detroit are live dogs? A little bit. Do I think the Yankees can win this game? Absolutely, but I think it's a run game. Though the Yankees, Stroman on the mound. You got Olsen going for Detroit. Detroit's been surprisingly good this year. And to be honest, I think they're losing a close one. If not, they snip it out and upset the Yankees. Though I just at -150, I think it's a great. I think it's great. Though give me the plus on. Give me the run line for Detroit.
All right, I'm going to go to my next one. 6:40 on the East Coast. Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Colorado Rockies. Martin Perez going for the Buccos. My boy Cal Quantrill going for the Rockies. -180 for the Buccos, +152 for the Rockies. Over under is at 8. Give me the run line for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's at +116 right now. I got +134 earlier in the day. I mean, there's no value in taking them on the money line, and I'm in no position in backing the Rockies unless they're playing the Marlins. But Cal Quantrill, he's been terrible. Nowhere near backable. He's had 2 good starts, but then got blown up in his last start by the Astros. And every outing on the road has been a tough battle for him. I get the Pirates. They've been struggling lately after that good start to the season, but I do believe this is a good series for them to get back on track and get into their winning ways. Martin Perez, he's looked solid. Outside of that one start against the Red Sox, he's been really good. I can't trust Cal Quantrill on the road. The bullpen is terrible. They used a lot of their guys on Thursday in that extra inning game against the Marlins. So as long as you're getting plus money with the Pirates on the run line, I mean, I think it's worth a shot. So my third play is give me the Pirates on the run line +134.
Love it, Dill. Love it. Next play for me will be Miami Marlins taking on the Oakland Athletics. Dill, Oakland -135 favorites. Miami catch a +114 on the money line. Over under sitting at 8. Dill, give me Oakland -135 on the money line. Love saying it, by the way. Miami's just a complete fade on them. You know, even though they love the pitching matchup for the Oakland, I just feel like I'm surprised. They're the much better team, Till. Oakland Athletics is just a much better team in this scenario. It's just, you got to fade the Marlins. Like Dylan just said, he'll take the Rockies over the Marlins, so Oakland better than both of them. Give me the Oakland Athletics.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, yeah, JP Sears is not the best pitcher, but they're a much better team. And I think we got to stop disrespecting the Athletics. 15-17, I think we could confidently say they're playing much better than anyone anticipated coming into the season, especially
Over is looking live.
Yeah, Over is looking really live. Excuse me. Let's go to the next game. Royals taking on the Texas Rangers. Michael Lorenzen going for the Rangers. Bradley Singer going for the Royals. -112 for the Royals at home. -104 for the Rangers. Over under is at 9. Give me the Royals here at home, kid. I took him on the money line -106, still -112. I'm a big fan of Brady Singer. I think he's really good. Outside of that one start against the Blue Jays, he's been lights out. I can't say the same for Michael Lorenzen. Royals, they rake at home. They don't strike out. This is a very good lineup. They're aggressive on the base paths. And the Royals, as favorites, they produce 6-2 straight up as favorites, while the Rangers, as talented as a lineup they have, they're just a 500 ball club on the road. I know it's early. I do think the Rangers will turn things around later, maybe towards the early summer, but I just think, the Royals are a better team right now. They have the better pitcher. I don't get this number. I think they're being the favorite because, the name recognition. So I'm actually going to take the Royals here at home. I think they're the better team. So -112 Royals.
Love it, Dale. My last play of the day will be a pick 'em, Dale. San Diego Padres taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Over and sitting at 8.5. Both of them -110 on the money line, Dale. And I'm gonna go with Cease on the mound with San Diego, Dale. -110 on the money line. Both teams disappointment so far, to be honest. Arizona, I just feel like they're I just don't trust them. I just don't trust them. Don't get me wrong. Do I trust San Diego? Absolutely not. Do I trust them more than the Diamondbacks? You guarantee that, Dill. So give me the Padres -110 on the money line.
Yeah, that game was so hard to make a play. I didn't want anything, but no, I agree. I do think Dylan Cease is a little better pitcher, but I understand the why it's at a pick 'em. Last game for me, I think it's going to be the series of the week. Atlanta Braves at the LA Dodgers. Right now, we got Gavin Stone going for the Dodgers and Uncle Charlie Morton going for the Braves. -118 for the Dodgers, +100 for the Braves. Over under is at 9. Like I said, I think this should be the best series of the weekend. 2 of the best teams going at it. For game 1, I'm not that high on the Dodgers with Gavin Stone on the mound. Stone, he's kind of been up and down in my opinion, and this is going to be the best lineup he's faced all season. Whereas Uncle Charlie, I mean, historically, he has struggled against the Dodgers, but he's the much more experienced and more consistent pitcher, especially this season. I hate to do it, but I got to back the more experienced team here in the Braves. So at plus money is going to be the play for me. The Dodgers, surprisingly, they strike out a lot. So maybe depending on the number, look towards a K prop for Charlie Morton, but I trust the Braves a little more here. I think they have the better lineup. And to be honest, right now, I think there's a slightly better team than the Dodgers. I know they're on the road, but as long as we're getting plus money, I'm going to take a stab here with the Braves on the money line plus 100. Any other plays you want to take?
I agree with you, Dale. I'll lean that way as well. I just feel like the Braves are just playing a little better baseball, and they're slightly the better team now.
All right, kid. Week 6 in the UFL. Man, fucking the season is flying by. I might go to a DC game in the upcoming weeks. I want to go by the beer snake. I know you've seen it on TV. Yeah. I'm gonna contribute to that. We got some good games this weekend. Especially that DC San Antonio game on Sunday we'll talk about. But first game on Saturday, the Birmingham Stallions, biggest number on the board, laying 12 against Memphis Showboats on the road. Over under is at 43. Elvis, you've been killing it in the UFL. I'll let you lead it off. What do you got?
Joe, give me the Birmingham Stallions minus 11.5. Love the 12. Though they're just the best team in the UFL. Yeah. Memphis Showboats. They're okay, but at the end, even at home, it's just the Stallions. They're just much better. So give me the minus 11.5, minus 12, whatever you catch it at.
Yeah, I agree. I think offensively, defensively, they just can't hang with them. I got minus 11 a little earlier in the week, so I laid it then. Minus 12, I think they win by 2 touchdowns. We saw what the Stallions could do when they're playing an inferior opponent. So, yeah, even on the road, it doesn't matter. I think Memphis is outgunned here. So, yeah, give me the Stallions laying 12. The second game on the board, St. Louis Battlehawks hosting the Houston Roughnecks. Battlehawks laying 10.5 at home. Over under is at 47.5. Houston, can they do it, kid? Can they keep it close?
I would love to see it, though, but give me the St. Louis Battlehawks with the best home crowd in the UFL, minus 12. I still like the minus 12.5. So respectfully, you gotta give St. Louis their credit, though. They've been playing at a high level all season long. Besides Birmingham Stallions, to me, they're the second best team and should be the second favorite. Well, it should be the favorite to represent their conference, though, to be honest. St. Louis, to me, especially at home with the crowd there, I just feel like Houston's going to have a long day.
Yeah, I agree. I laid the 10.5. I think this is one of my most confident plays. Don't know how that's going to go, but yeah, it's one of my most confident plays. I'm going to lay the 10.5. Huge win for them last week in DC. Now they return home to face a Roughneck squad that, let's call it what it is. They've been inconsistent all season long. I think they've been a very disappointing team this year. So I think they beat the brakes off of them. I'm going to lay the 10.5. We're going all chalk here on Saturday. Maybe that changes on Sunday. Michigan Panthers hosting the Arlington Renegades. Renegades dying for their first win. Michigan laying 3.5 at home, minus 175 on the money line. Over unders at 42. If you want to take Arlington, plus 150. Is this the week they get their first win?
Absolutely not, Dill. Give me the Michigan Panthers at home in a bounce back, minus the 4, Dill. It's a perfect bounce back for them. Arlington, worst team in the league, surprisingly so. Roughnecks as well. But Michigan, Dill, I like them. I don't love them, but at times they look good, offensively, defensively. And then Arlington, Dill, they can't even stop a nosebleed, Dill. Give me Michigan minus 4.
Yeah, I agree. I think Michigan is the right side here. I don't think this is it. And yeah, like you said, surprisingly enough, Arlington isn't the worst. I know they haven't won a game, but I truly don't believe they're the worst team. Like offensively, I think the numbers that Alex Perez is putting up, he leads the league in passing yards, but they still can't win a fucking game. It's insane to me. So I don't know. Arlington has everyone right where they want them. They got them right where they want them. Last game on the slate, DC Defenders hosting the San Antonio Brahmas. Brahmas kind of a pick 'em right now. Short favorites on the road, minus 120 on the money line, plus 100 for DC. Over under is at 42. DC got blown out last week. Can they bounce back here at home?
I'll tell you what, this is definitely the hardest game to pick from this weekend, Dale, but Give me the Brahmas on the money line minus 125. I just feel like the Brahmas are the better team. I understand, they got blown out last week, but it's gonna be tough for the DC. I think the Brahmas is a solid third best team in the league. DC's right. I say DC's right beneath them, but it's just gonna tough to me, in my opinion, to overcome what happened last week. Then Brahmas coming in this week, which they're pretty solid, Dylan. They deserve to be the favorite. Give me the minus 125 on the road.
Yeah, I got to lean here. Braun was short 1-point favorites. Should be the best game of the weekend, according to the odds, which I agree. I do think they're kind of similar. I do think DC has a good defense when it shows up. But if they don't show up, I think San Antonio could win this game very easily. So I'll lay the one. I do think they could sneak out. I think it should be a close game. I lean under as well, 42.5. DC plays very good defense at home. So we'll see. But yeah, I do think San Antonio slightly is the better team. So yeah, I agree, man. We went all fucking chalk here. Yeah. Not good. Not good. Not good. So, but I'll say this to spin it to a positive. I'm on your side, and you've been actually doing really well. So
yeah.
Surprisingly. But all right. Before we get to our picks for the Kentucky Derby, here is our interview with Malcolm Bamford. All right. Great interview with Malcolm. Very, very interesting. He told us how he got into sports betting, how his grandfather got him into it, just kind of like how my grandpa did as well. He's been to, I think he said 15 to 20 tracks in the country of England. So he's very knowledgeable about it. And he was giving us some tips about beginners as well, post positions. It's very important as well. So shout out Malcolm for coming on. We're going to have him on again for baseball, maybe during the All-Star break. But yeah, he gave out Fierceness, number 17, Catching Freedom, the number 4 at 8-1, Honor Marie, the 7 horse at 20-1, and Resilient, excuse me, at number 19 at 20-1 as well. There's a bunch of different things. Obviously, we could just do a straight bet, but he was also describing things like exactas, where you could get exactly the first, second, and third finish, the trifecta as well. So there's multiple ways you could play it. It's all about having fun, and that's what we're going to do. I mean, this is the 150th anniversary going down this Saturday for the Kentucky Derby. So Elvis, I'll let you lead it off. Who is your horse? Who's going to win the 150th race?
Dill, I tell you what, I'm not sure if I'm going to pick a winner or not, Dill, but I'm going to have some faith in it, Dill. You know what? I'm going to go with number 15, Domestic Product. Love the name.
Wow.
Let's go see if I love the horse at 30-1, Dill. Love the odds. I'm gonna give a little sprinkle. Where's my other horse still? I'm gonna give another sprinkle on damn, I forgot. Oh, Epic Ride. Epic Ride at 30-1, the 21 horse. And I like Just Steel as well, up at 20-1, number 6 horse. Those are my couple picks. Beginner, gonna throw a couple of chips in the hat. Hopefully, your boy hits a Domestic Product.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Honor Marie, 20-1, the number 7 horse. I basically just gonna take Mal's pick here. He just missed it, the Louisiana Derby. He's had 3 trips over Churchill. That's where the Kentucky Derby is, including one as a juvenile. And he's the more talented horse. He has a good jockey in Ben Curtis, sharp trainer as well. The trainer is Whit Beckman as well, an Irish guy. So I think this horse, he's clever. He's fast. Honor Marie at 20-1, I think, is really good. Fierceness at number 17 as well, I really like at 5-2. It's hard not to like Fierceness at 5-2. He won the Florida Derby back a few months ago in the 13th race as well. Fierceness is probably one of the fastest ones. And if he breaks the top, I don't think people are going to catch him. So I'm going to take Fierceness at 5-2. Those are my two. Number 7 and number 17. Fierceness at 5-2 and Honor Marie at 20-1. Hopefully we cash these tickets, kid. Hopefully.
Yeah, Dale. First time dabbling in the Kentucky Derby. Hopefully the people out there take a swing at it as well. We just having fun out here, people. We trying to give y'all, we trying to dabble on all the things we can, even the new stuff, Dale. So we're live. We're live.
Is it on your bucket list to attend the Kentucky Derby one year?
I don't know if my budget fits into that category yet, Dale, but best believe if your boy living like that, we in the building.
Yeah, it has to happen.
Best
One
believe
year.
If we living like that, I'm gonna have me a fancy hat, a nice suit, and all that. For sure.
With a cigar with a bunch of tickets.
I don't even smoke cigars.
But you'll have it.
I'm gonna have 2 of them.
Love to see it, kid. That is going to do it for this Friday edition of the Dream Wager. Thanks again to Malcolm Bamford of the Sports Gambling Podcast for coming on behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself. Make sure you guys follow along our social media, X and Instagram at the Dream Wager. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, rate, give us a review, comment who you'll be betting on for the Kentucky Derby this weekend. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend, everyone have a great weekend. Good luck on your wagers. We will see you guys on Monday. Peace.